Hello everyone and welcome to the studios here at Culpeper Media Network. My name is Jonathan Krawchuk and sitting beside me you see Tabitha Riley, Program and Facilities Supervisor for Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. That must mean that this is a brand new episode of the Recreation Rundown. Tabitha, thank you for coming in the studios. It is a pleasure to see you once again.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here again, and thanks for having me.
Well, you know, we would have done this about a week or so ago. However, there was a little problem with the weather.
Yeah, a little bit of snow.
A little bit of snow and a lot of power outages.
Yes.
So before we continue on, I mean, that obviously had to affect you, had to affect Parks and Rec, maybe just a little bit?
A little bit. Personally, I was out of power for about 2.5 days or so, so not bad compared to some other people.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that. As far as the department goes, few trees down, nothing major. Our park services has been really good at keeping up with the maintenance of the property and everything. Mm-hmm. So it was just a couple trees we lost up at Spillman, and they've taken care of that. So trails and everything are still available and ready for people to use.
Well, I know Park Services has done a great job. I know we were speaking with Mr. Kuntz earlier in an earlier episode, and I know he and his team do a fantastic job.
Yes, they do.
So Tabitha, as we move on with January and a new year, there are new offerings
Yes.
and a lot going on with Culpeper County Parks and Rec. So as we sit here, I was just yesterday, I was going through the Culpeper Quarterly. Talk to me a little bit about that. If folks haven't seen it, what's inside of it? Because there's a lot of information.
Lots of good information. So the Culpeper Quarterly was mailed out January 9th, 10th, 11-ish. So if people didn't get a copy, one, talk to your mail carrier because it's supposed to be delivered to every mailbox and post office box in the town and county of Culpeper, and let us know. And you can also pick up a hard copy at our office, at the county administration office, the Culpeper Library, or we've got digital copies online.
Okay.
So, and all of our activities are also listed online. Registration is going on now for winter registration, for winter activities.
Okay. So one of the things, since you mentioned that you have obviously the hard copies available at different locations, including your offices right here on Main Street. Also take this opportunity to talk about some of you mentioned the digital version.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming can be found in a variety of places.
Yes, it can.
I guess we can go through and let folks know that your website is culpeperrecreation.com.
Correct.
And you can find Parks and Rec on Facebook by searching Culpeper County Parks and Recreation.
Correct.
And if I wanted to email, maybe I'm interested in volunteering or just want some additional information, who do I email?
The easiest email to remember is parks, P-A-R-K-S, at culpepercounty.gov.
Okay.
So that'll go, several of us check that email. If you want to email me directly, then Tabitha Riley, R-I-L-E-Y, at culpepercounty.gov. Either way, we'll get a hold of me.
And 727-3412.
And I'm at extension 5.
I was hoping you would say that.
Yes, I am.
All right. So what are some of the activities that are coming up that you know what I like, but that's not what everybody likes? There are so many offerings. Talk to us a little bit about some of the offerings that folks can see inside of the quarterly and maybe things a little bit down the road.
Okay. So I had to bring a cheat sheet.
I thought you were doing something.
Yeah, so I did bring a cheat sheet. These are only the classes that are starting in January.
Okay.
So our Silver Club is actually meeting as we're filming this. So that is for Silver Citizens 55 and older. It meets once a week.
55 and better.
55 and better, correct. Meets once a week on Wednesdays. It's a social group. They do a potluck lunch. They have speakers every week. They do bingo once a month. It's a great club. It's $10 a year for county residents, a year for all 52 roughly weeks. They skip a couple weeks here or there. We also have coming up a homemade truffles and afternoon tea class. That's for ages 12 and up. They're going to make homemade truffles, obviously, and have tea. Learn a little bit of etiquette there along as far as tea goes as well.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. I love that word. Youth rugby clinic for ages 6 to 14. Starts on January 25th. We're partnering with John Carter, who was on the episode a couple months ago. They're doing that. I also have horseback riding lessons. I've got beginner rider for ages 7 to 15. I've got pony riding for 4 to 6-year-olds.
Now, I'm assuming you don't need to bring your own horse.
No.
Okay,
We
that's a good
work
thing.
with Misty Run Eventing. They provide all the horses. They provide the helmets. You bring your kids. 4 to 6-year-olds have to bring an adult with them that will actually lead the horse, because it's technically a lead line class. So the adult is leading the horse around the ring while the kid or the child is getting the instructions on how to sit properly, how to steer, how to make the horse stop. Very important. We also have an intro to horsemanship class. This is for ages 7 and up. This is for the person who loves horses and wants to learn more about taking care of them. It's how to groom them, how to clean their hooves, how to tack them up. That's a really good class if you've taken riding classes or if you've not. So abstract painting, we've got beginner tennis, and then we've got classes geared specifically for homeschoolers. So we've got a outdoor learning lab on January 31st for winter adaptations of animals, and then also Art Jam, the art of play. We have a virtual option and we have an in-person option. And our in-person option is so popular we actually had to open up a second class. That's just what's starting in January. That's not counting February and March.
That is incredible. Obviously, the listing covers, I mean, you're talking everything from tennis to horseback riding lessons. And again, this is just January. One of the things that I've made mention, we've both made mention over the episodes that we've done, and I'll mention it again, is the partnerships that Culpeper County Parks and Recreation has intact.
Yes.
The Rugby Association.
Yes.
We have another partnership that we're going to talk with here later on in the program. Are you talking about the horse farm? What was it, Misty?
Misty Run Eventing. They're
Misty Run
in
Eventing.
Riva.
Just off the top of your head, can you give me an idea of how many organizations you partner with throughout the year?
Oh, Lord.
Judging by that response, I'm going to say more than 5.
Oh, absolutely. 20 to 50.
That's incredible. That's
So,
incredible.
between instructors and then partners for volunteers and working with special events, it's a lot. We are able to do what we do because of the partnerships we have.
All right, so you were just talking about special events. Do you have another special event coming up? Because you almost always do.
Yes.
So what's next on the
So,
agenda for the special events?
So we've got a little one that I'm still working on details. We're going to be doing an Easter egg hunt in April.
Okay.
So details will be coming out about that. But our big one is the Wicked Bottom 5K. So technically it's the Wicked Bottom Cross Country 5K and half-mile fun run.
I don't have enough ink in my pen.
Right.
I'm sorry. You need
So it's the Wicked Bottom 5K.
Perfect.
Open to all ages, open to anybody in the region. It is a 5K, so 3.1 miles, runners or walkers. So if you just want to walk the 5K, you're perfectly welcome to come out and join us. We normally also partner with Girls on the Run. They use the Wicked Bottom as their end of season 5K for all their girls. So that's a great another partnership that we have as well. Registration is open. We also partner with Old House Vineyards. They normally provide a free pint of beer or free glass of wine to all participants 21 and over. So you get up, you come out, have a couple snacks, walk or run a 5K, go over to Old House, have a glass of wine, have a pint of beer. It's a nice day.
It's a full day.
It is. Great place to hang out at Lynn Park, great place to hang out at Old House. So it's just a really well-run event. We've got, we're going to have some vendors at the event this year. We've got music. It's an electronically timed course, so you get your results after you cross the finish line. We do awards, so first through third place in 11 different age groups, and then the first male and female runner across the finish line are our event champions.
Do you have a category for aging males who have no business running a 5K?
That is our walkers. So
you're
but
saying there's a chance?
there's always a chance.
All right, I'll take it. Fantastic.
Crossing the finish line is all that matters.
Indeed it is. And there's going to be a lot of people having a great day. Again, talking about these partnerships that are going to make this day possible. One of the other things that I know make this day possible are well, the sponsors for the event, which we
Yes.
talked about just a little bit. Are you still looking for sponsors?
We're still looking for sponsors. I've got a sponsorship packet that is going out. It's on our webpage. So we've got different levels of sponsor, from I want to be a friend and I'll give you something for a door prize, up to I want to name the event. So there is different levels, different monetary contributions. Based on those different levels is different levels of recognition. How many times we get you on Facebook, how many times we get you in print, radio recognition, all that stuff. So it's a great way to get yourself out into the community. And then a couple of levels, you can actually get a booth actually at the event, so you can be face to face with the participants.
All right, so we would probably direct those interested to the website, culpeperrecreation.com?
Yes.
All right,
That,
wonderful.
or just email me directly and I'll be happy to send you the sponsorship.
T. Riley.
T.Riley at culpepercounty.gov.
Probably one of the most important parts of any special event is it's got to be the volunteers.
Absolutely.
So if I wanted to volunteer, obviously there's a ton of different things I could do, from timing to water to manning space, checking people in. How do I go? Would I still use the same contact information?
Same contact information. We also have volunteer opportunities posted at letsvolunteer.org.
Letsvolunteer.org. All right.
So, and there's volunteer opportunities, like you said, from checking people in, handing out water when they cross the finish line, operating the actual water station on the course, course marshals standing on the course saying, "You're doing a great job, you're almost there,"
That's me.
and run that way. So those are great. We're also handing out shirts, and it's just a great way to get to be interactive with the community and a good way to give back.
All right. So again, Wicked Bottom 5K is coming up. What's the date on that once again?
That is May 7th, 2022.
Okay.
Registration will open at 6 a.m. The half-mile fun run is at 8, and the 5K starts roughly 8:30, whenever the half mile's done. We let the kids run first, and then we start the 5K. So
Right.
that varies just a little bit on time.
So once again, obviously, if you're interested in sponsoring that, visit the website, email you.
Yes,
If
please.
you want to volunteer, participate, get some more information with all the contact information that we're providing here today.
Yes. And registration is open. Before April 10th, you are guaranteed an event T-shirt.
Everyone loves T-shirts.
Absolutely, and they're great T-shirts.
And but that's, you said that's before April 10th?
April 10th, because
Okay.
I have to place my order on April 11th. So register by April 10th, and then on April 11th, the price does go up.
Okay.
So, and you don't get a shirt, so you definitely want to register early.
Early
So-
is always better.
And we'll take registrations the day of, as long as we haven't maxed out. We take 275 participants.
All right, Tabitha, we still have some more to go on this recreation rundown. Again, I want to say thanks for coming in, the partnerships that you guys do. There's so much going on with Parks and Rec, not only from a program perspective, but also a facility perspective. And I want to talk about that a little bit more as we close things out later on.
Correct.
But
Okay.
first, we have more to talk about with our special guest. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest today is, again, a wonderful partner of Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. You may have heard about this organization for many, many years. It is the Culpeper Football Association, or more commonly known as the CFA. And joining us today is our board member. I believe it's Tom, is it?
Yes.
Tom, how are you today? You doing well?
How are you?
I'm doing all right. So really quickly, Tom, you are a board member for CFA, correct?
Yes.
How long have you been serving with CFA?
Well, this board about 3 or 4 years, but many, many years before, and all the other football organizations.
So CFA, Culpeper Football Association, has been around for quite a while. And obviously, you have to have, with that level of success, you have to be doing something right. So talk to me a little bit about what CFA is, what they offer, maybe a little bit about the board.
Basically, the youth football league here in Culpeper is what it is, and the children start at ages from, I think, 6 and go up to 13. And we have a board. We do have a board, and these past couple years have been difficult, but overall, it's been a good experience. And working with the Parks and Rec, that is wonderful. I mean, if people as younger folks only knew how it used to be. It was tough, you know. We had to do everything.
Yeah, it's kind of hard going on it on your own.
Yeah, you had to mow the grass. You had to do. We had to screw the light bulbs in the poles. Oh, I didn't do that, but we had to. We were in charge of all that stuff, and of course, it was on a wonderful man that allowed us to play years ago before CFA on his property, Mr. Canavan.
Yeah, Canavan Park.
Wonderful, wonderful, great memories. Wonderful place, but it was a lot of work, and it's still a lot of work.
So I'm assuming you guys play not only at the complex. Do you play exclusively at the complex?
They do not. They play at different places. This past year, they did a little traveling.
Okay.
Different groups would come in, which I thought was great. Those groups we had come in from different places, and it went very well. Very well.
Well, I know a lot of kids in the area are excited to get back on the gridiron. Obviously, we were talking a little bit about registration. When does registration open?
It's open now.
Right now. Okay, I got to make a little note for that. And again, I think you mentioned it before. The age ranges for registration.
I'm pretty sure they start them at 6. It could be younger. Don't hold me to that. And it goes up to 13.
Okay. Now, is this flag football and tackle, or just?
Well, that's for tackle, and for flag, they start them at a young age. Also, I want to say it could be younger than 6. There was some really little ones out there last year. Coach Jenkins had a good friend of mine that passed, had a little team, and that was fun to watch. That really old school clash. he did a wonderful job with those children. But the flag allows the older ones to play. I think they on up through high school if they want to. 17-year-olds can play.
Okay. So if folks are interested in registering, I'm assuming the easiest place is to probably go to the website.
Their website, yeah.
Which is CFA for Kids, and CFA obviously has a presence on Facebook, so folks can use that to contact them as well. Now, Tom, as we move forward with the season, when does play begin?
Play begins for flag usually early April. The play that will begin, the practices and that type of thing, the drafts, and really get going in early May.
Okay. Now I've known CFA to be a pretty sizable league over the years. Do you have any idea about how many kids maybe were in it before, or how many teams that they're going to have this year, or is it all dependent upon registration?
It does. It does. There's been hard times this past couple of years with the COVID, and I think that influences people. And but overall, it's been good. It's been difficult, but it's been a good experience. But I suppose if the COVID eases up the numbers, I look for them to get better.
Okay.
But yeah.
You talked about, so if folks are interested, obviously they need to register. Again, CFA for Kids, or they can find out more information on Facebook. You mentioned the prices range for a little bit.
Yes, the girls' cheer is $75. The flag for all of them is $75, and the tackle is $135.
Okay, and that's for the entire season?
Yes.
Well, all right then. How long does the season usually last?
The tackle season?
Sure, yes.
It'll start in all the tryouts and that type of thing will go through July into August, and the season starts in usually mid-August. Really hot out there, but what's exciting is the lights. That is really exciting news, because maybe there'll be an opportunity to play some evening transition into night games, and it'll be really nice for the older people too, because they suffer out there when it's a full sun.
Yeah, when it's
August. It gets hot right on through September, so that's exciting, and that'll be really nice. More opportunity, I think, for folks to come out and watch the children.
Tom, you make a really good point. We had spoken about with Andrew here on earlier episodes, and obviously he was they were talking about the field house and the lighting, and it's great. The very first program that we do following the announcement of that, we're already talking about the benefits, and here's one of those benefits in practice right now with CFA. It's going to make a huge difference as the season comes in.
It's exciting, really, and I think that you'll see the benefits of it. I think it'll help in a lot of ways. Being able to, of course, the kids will get a really big kick out of it. They will, playing under the lights.
Yeah.
that was huge when we were young. That was a rare thing too.
That's big time.
It is.
Yeah. Well, Tom, we've covered registration. We talked about CFA. We talked about some of the future for CFA. Is there anything in particular, maybe that I haven't asked you that you want to make sure that I know about before we leave today?
No. Like I say, it's been a good experience. The partnership with the county has been a wonderful experience. I believe it's something that maybe that could be a show on the history of these youth leagues throughout the years and what they had to do to play. Can we play here? Oh, yeah, okay. And this come on in the last really like gangbusters since Andrew has come here. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's a good guy.
He's a pretty good guy. Just so hopefully he doesn't see this. I don't want him to know that I actually kind of like him. Don't let him know. We'll keep that secret between you and I.
You can cut it off, right?
Well, again, Tom, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see what the future holds for CFA and your partnership with Culpeper County Parks and Recreation.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Well, we want to thank Tom for coming into the studios and learning more about yet another partnership with Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. Now, Tabitha, as we begin to close out our program, we've talked about some amazing things today. We talked about the Wicked Bottom 5K coming up. We talked about the programs in January, the immense amount of offerings, the cavalcade of partnerships that you work with, but there's still more coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
Really quickly, I know it's been in the news and we've been talking about it. Folks may have seen it under construction, or they may have heard about it either here or in other media outlets. But you guys are doing a fantastic job with the field house and the new lighting.
Yes.
I know there's more detail to come in future programs with Andrew. Kind of give us a where are we at right now?
So we have a foundation. So footers have been dug, footers have been poured, concrete slab is down. We are working on figuring out where the extra amenities, TVs and stuff like that go. So still have a little bit to get there, but we've got a foundation.
It is something special. It's amazing to me how quickly it seemed like
they're rocking and rolling.
It seemed like they told Andrew, yeah, go, and then the next day.
Pretty much. The contract was signed and they started moving equipment on site within like 2 days.
Wow, that's incredible.
We were doing, as you saw, the groundbreaking and the bulldozers were working in the background.
By the way, all the years that I've been here, I believe that is the first groundbreaking that I have ever been to where they were literally breaking ground in the background. It was incredible.
It was. So fabulous. I'm excited about that. We also had the bases for the athletic field lighting have been delivered. So that's going to, baseball and softball fields, that's going to be starting here soon to get those installed. And then the football and soccer fields will be done this summer.
Wonderful.
So by this fall, the entire complex will have athletic field lighting.
That's great news for a lot of folks. So I mean, you guys are moving into the future. I mean, just head first. A lot going on.
It's been great these past couple of years.
It's been fun. You guys have done phenomenal work. And one of the always looking forward, always looking to do things better. Another thing that we were talking about briefly is you're doing with the parks and the facilities rental. You're moving that online, right?
Correct. So in the past, it's always been At first, it was you had to come into the office and fill out pen and paper to fill out the request form. We upgraded that to where you could print the form out, fill it out online, email it to us, and call us with a credit card. Well, we've taken a step further. You can actually do the whole process online now. So go to our website, culpeperrecreation.com. Click on the little icon that says reservations. Top part's just if you want to give us a compliment about one of our parks, let us know you saw something that needs to be fixed. But we always love hearing from people. Just below that is information on facility reservations. The link is there. It takes you to our software to do. You can check and see if a date's available. Lynn Park Pavilion has to be reserved a minimum of 30 days in advance. So you need to plan ahead. Spillman Park Picnic Shelter and new, again, remember, county now operates Mountain Run Lake Park.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
So all the shelters, so the outdoor venues, is 7 days in advance for reservations. Okay. But you can check the dates. You can take and process your request online. We get an email saying there's a request for Lynn Park on Saturday, May 7th. I wouldn't be able to do that one because we've got an event there.
You're going to be busy.
But the afternoon would be available that day. I'll review it, make sure everything's okay. I'll approve it, send it back to the customer. They make payment, and then their reservation is done.
A lot easier not only for you, but also for the community.
Correct.
Again, so these are facilities at Lynn Park, Spillman Park, and as you mentioned,
Mountain Run Lake
Park.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anybody who wants to reserve any of the 4 shelters at Mountain Run Lake, don't contact the town anymore, contact us.
All right. And
So,
the best way to do that is to go to culpeperrecreation.com.
Correct.
Or, you're so sweet and you have such a great personality. I would like to speak with you on the phone. I know the main number is 727-3412, but I need your extension.
I'm at extension 5.
Okay, fantastic. And Andrew's at extension?
7.
Yeah. See?
And we're actually going to have a new employee starting.
Oh.
So we have.
Are we going to have them on the rundown?
We will eventually, maybe next month. It'll be her baptism by fire.
Yeah, I should throw her right in the chair right away.
Right. But April Coffee is starting on Tuesday, and she will be at extension 4.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I know her.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, she's coming on board with us starting the 18th.
Well, congratulations.
So she's going to be a great addition.
All right, so Tabitha, we've spoken about a lot today. We heard some great information regarding CFA, another one of your partnerships.
Yes.
We talked about contact information, the Wicked Bottom 5K coming up in May. We want to make sure they register for that.
Before April 10th to get a T-shirt.
Before April 10th to get a T-shirt. And we talked about reservations for facilities coming up as soon as the weather breaks, fingers crossed. Is there anything else maybe that we want to leave folks with about maybe what's coming up next, or any other tidbits of information I may not have asked you?
As always, as I always say, I'm looking for more instructors.
I was just going to say that.
I've got some great instructors, but I need more. I've just had a request for more homeschooling classes. So classes on anything, basket weaving, which we do have several of those coming up. So I'm going to be talking to her to do maybe a daytime class for the homeschool community. But lots of pretty much anything and everything I'm willing to throw out there. So.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Tabitha, again, I thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure to see you in studio.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, folks, we've learned a lot today about Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. As we live here, work here, we also play here. So again, if you're looking for more information about what's going on, please log on to culpeperrecreation.com. And as Tabitha mentioned, and I will mention again, if you have a gift that you want to share with your community, if you want to be an instructor or a volunteer, please give them a call or visit their website for more information. And you know what? If you want to see a class that isn't listed, which is very hard because there are so many, again, drop a line at Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. It's all about serving our community. Well, folks, until we see you around town, maybe at the Wicked Bottom 5K or at any one of the multitudes of classes or offerings from Culpeper County Parks and Recreation, I hope you have a great day. And of course, a better tomorrow.